Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to FM22 Beta save with Southampton. And before we get into the video, make sure you whack a subscribe on the channel to make sure you stay up to date with all that's going on the channel. And when the full release comes out, all the epic videos will be coming out for you. Absolutely. But let's jump into the game. We are at the first game of the season against Tottenham. We can see there's a bunch of teams that have already played. Man City actually lost to Liverpool quite convincingly as well, so that's a bit of a shock. Otherwise, it's been going okay. What I can safely say is we are unbeaten. We haven't played the biggest teams, and it hasn't been overly confident necessarily. James Ward-Prowse is an absolute beast in the game. He's like carried us completely. I've seen in the comments some people saying he's a bit overrated. It's hard for me because I am biased, obviously, as a Saints fan, but he does run constantly. He doesn't miss games, and his delivery is impeccable. You can't argue it. So it makes sense, to be fair. His determination and leadership, again, makes absolute sense. If his dribbling was 20, then he'd be overrated, but he's brilliant in game. Either way, he's fantastic, so can't complain. Someone asked about Perraud and what he's like. He's been okay. Haven't seen too much of him, but as we go through the season, we'll get to see a bit more. But he's all right. He's well-rounded, at least. So he's a decent fullback. It'd be interesting to see if he can improve at all and how that goes. He's only 23, so got plenty of time. But let's show you the transfers we've made. So we haven't made the best transfers, I'll be completely honest. But let's talk you through them. So the first one we made was Corbett. He came in from West Ham. He's a young player. It was one of the ones that I got recommended by our scouts and stuff. I just kind of thought, why not? Let's bring him in. Let's see how he gets on. He'll be in the under-23s anyway, so why not? It was just my first sign-in on FM22, and it's Corbett, so it's not exactly exciting, but you never know. Next up, we've got Damjan Pavlovic, a 20-year-old, and the reason why I brought him in is because he can play centre-back or defensive midfield. It's two roles that we're definitely going to need, and he fills those roles quite nicely. He's only 20, so plenty of time to improve. He's on a low wage, and he was cheap. He wasn't much at all, coming in for 800k from Standard Liège, and Gineppo's come in from Standard as well before, so we've got a connection with them. But natural fitness means he will be available most of the season, undoubtedly, without those injuries. We then brought in Brian Haynen, a 24-year-old centre midfielder from Genk. Again, maybe not the best signing, but I needed another midfielder. I'm trying to convert Stuart Armstrong into that advanced playmaker position in centre midfield, but we got another one in. Brian Haynen is in there as a backup, and then we also brought in for pretty cheap. Well, we only had 5 million to spend, so I don't really know how I've spent this much money. Oh, I did sell Shane Long for 350k, so maybe that's how. But again, it's only Shane Long. Wasn't much. He went off to Pauk. Yeah, that's that. But our other player we brought in was Omar Gavea, 25 years old. Again, he's well-rounded. He can play in multiple positions in centre midfield, so different roles in there. So a player that I think is worth it. He's international capped as well, so a bit of experience in there, which is good to see, and he's still reasonably young. So that's kind of where we're at with things. Tactics-wise, we've got the 4-3-3. I have also got training in a vertical tiki-taka, so it's a bit more going forward. But it's been going okay. We changed a few positional roles. We've got Stuart Armstrong in the middle as the advanced playmaker, Ward-Prowse in centre midfield, and Romeo as ball winning. We might change Ward-Prowse to a box-to-box, but at the moment I'm happy with him being that centre midfield role, just kind of doing what he does. Not really anything else to it, just play your game. As he's very good in there. We've got a bench full as well. Obviously, haven't got a keeper on the bench because, why would you have a keeper on the bench? Keepers don't get injured. Watch as the first game gets injured. But we're up against Tottenham today. Let's have a look at the Premier League and kind of what the prediction is for the season. We're predicted to come 14th, which, to be honest, I will take that. Everton are predicted to come 15th, which is a bit mental, if I'm honest, that they're down there. And Tottenham are predicted to come 5th, as you'd probably expect them to be that high. But let's jump into the game and see how we get on. So we still obviously got the pre-match advice, which is good to see. Defend more narrowly, all this stuff that they say, which I ignore every time, so that's fine. But yeah, so we can see that they're playing a 5 at the back, which might be a challenge, although it might be all right. So this is the team we're going for, with Fraser Forster in goal, Walker-Peters, Perraud at right back and left back, Bednarek with Salisu in the middle, Romeu at the ball-winning midfield role, Armstrong with Prowse in the middle, Theo Walcott on the right, Elyounoussi on the left, and Che Adams up top on his own. We'll see about Theo. He's obviously 32, so he's getting on a bit, but he's still got a bit of pace about him and stuff. So a bit of experience in the first game of the season, I think, is definitely needed. And we'll go from there. Let's auto number 12 and 7. Not bad numbers. 7 is a massive number to be giving him. So, I mean, I didn't really think that through by just letting him have it. But there you go. He might be sticking around for a little while. But we're taking on Højbjerg as well, who's a former Saint there as well. Look at that team. 5 at the back, 2 in the middle. I mean, it means we can control the game in the midfield. Having those wide players and the tiki-taka style, it might mean that we're moving the midfield around a bit more, tire them out, all that stuff. Hopefully, we will see. It might be the case that I completely change everything about how I've built up the game when it comes to it at half time, and we end up losing. But one thing I have noticed is sometimes this section on the screen sometimes has 4 or 6 and sometimes just has the 2. So I'm a bit confused about that. But Son's delivery came right through to Eric Dyer, who headed off the bar. Not a great start, let's say, but 30 minutes in, we haven't had a shot yet, but it's fine. It's fine. We'll go with the flow. All right, so it's their goal kick, and I'm hoping it means that we're going to win the ball off them. I'm hoping that this is going to mean the boys are going to be able to get the ball off Lucas Moura. Oh, Perraud, good challenge, but it has fallen straight back to Doherty on that right-hand side. We're getting back okay, though. There's plenty of us there. Son's at the back post. Oh, Walker-Peters has probably got to do a bit better there, but it's headed off the bar, and thankfully, it ends up being nothing to worry about as we are still at 0-0. Elyounoussi isn't performing great in there, neither's Prowsey, but I'll be honest, even if Prowsey's not playing well, I want to keep him on just because we get a free kick and there's every chance it's going in straight away. So Romeu in toward Prowse to Salisu, who's going to inside toward Prowse again. This is the tiki-taka style, but that's not worked at all. Peters comes in, it falls to Son. They've closed us down, and it's a goal. It's that tiki-taka stuff. Maybe it's not going to work if we're with a team like Tottenham, who I guess are probably doing the high press sort of manoeuvre. But I mean, it's poor, really. You can see Winks is there with him, and then the challenge by Walker-Peters isn't enough. I don't want to see it. Let's just keep going. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. So Kane with the ball over the top to Lucas Moura, and Lucas Moura is now running through. We've got players back. Perraud's there. It's played back to Doherty. He's got plenty of time, but Elyounoussi does well to cut that out. Now he's got time on the ball here. Please do something smart. Okay, Ward-Prowse into Perraud, who looked to overlap, but Elyounoussi got to give him an option. So he's forced back to Forster, which is fine. Tiki-taka, retain possession. If we've got the possession, that's okay. Perraud back to Salisu on this left side of the centre-backs. I mean, movement is awful. There is no movement, effectively. That's why he's just stood there. He's like, is anyone going to move for me? I mean, again, what is that pass? You've gone out wide, and it's the high press, I think. So, oh, Christ, what a strike by Harry Kane to make it 2-0 from the edge of the box. Okay, so they're on the high press. So what does that mean? That means we've got to maybe look over top. Tiki-taka isn't going to work. Direct is maybe better option at this point with what we've got. I mean, we've had one shot on target. Theo Walcott looks like he's injured. Okay, let's see if we can we get a goal just before half time. Romeu He's coming back in towards Prowse, then to Perraud, who whips it in. Che Adams with the header. Is that offside? Or is it? I think that's offside. I knew that was going to be offside. Oh, he blows his whistle. It's going to go to VAR, but I'm pretty confident that's offside, meaning we will not be back in the game just yet. Yeah, there you go. It was good to see that we we had a chance and we did manage to put it away, but we can see here he's clearly offside. Che's got to do better there. But there you go. It's half time, 2-0. Can we make a change here? I'm going to create a new tactic. I'm going to do direct counter attack. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. No one can stop me. I'm going to do it. Let's whack Nathan Teller on the right hand side then. Bit of pace as well again. He's pretty rapid, so that's not too bad. Now, I don't want him to be a no nonsense. That's just ridiculous. And Stuart Armstrong, let's chuck him as a Mazzala. Why not? I don't know what I'm doing. It's one game into the season and I'm already throwing my plans completely out the window. But yeah, so 5 minutes into the second half, at least they haven't had a shot, which is good. Although they have now got the ball. So Højbjerg with it. He plays it back to Ramos, who plays it forward to Højbjerg, and they're going to keep the ball now. Our boys... So obviously now we're at a counter-attacking. We're going to be more cautious. We're going to sit back. We're not going to throw as many people forward. Maybe I should boost it up to positive, so we do throw players forward because we need the goals if we're going to do it. But I'm a little bit wary, I'll be honest. A little bit wary. Dyer receiving the ball out to Reguilon, who's got loads of time out there on that left-hand side. He's coming forward. He's going to get a cross in, and it's back post. Oh, it's a penalty. Oh, God. So I was saying, someone asked about Romain Perraud. He's awful because he gives away penalties. No, I don't know, but that's just... what's the point? Don't show me VAR when I know that there's going to be a penalty. Oh, and Harry Kane's going to take it and smash it in. Oh, not a good start, is it? FM22, the first game in charge, I lose to Tottenham. Awful, 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 awful. But there you go. Let's change things around again, and we'll go to the tiki-taka. I'm changing things up again, which is probably not a good idea. But let's bring Brian on, whack him in there for Stuart Armstrong, and Borja can come on for Adams. Why not? Let's try that, see if we can get anything out of this game. A bit more going forward would be nice, but because at the moment there is nothing happening, and we need to make a change. But I mean, this doesn't look like the way to go. We've had one shot on target the whole game. This is awful. I'm so disheartened already. Oh God! Oh, and they've got the ball again. I don't like it. Oh, here we go. Ward-Prowse wins the ball off Skip. He plays it inside to Haynen. Can he score? Oh, that's like the second highlight we've had, I think. No, I think that's still our first highlight because technically the other one we lost the ball and conceded. So, not great, but it's an effort. It's an effort on goal. Maybe vertical tiki-taka is the way to go because it's a bit more going forward. I don't know, but Reguilon's coming forward again. Last time he made a cross into the box, we conceded a penalty. This time he plays it back to Eric Dyer and then into Skip, who fires one from range. I thought somehow Forster had half saved it and then just palmed it over the top of himself. So, I mean, it's a relief, I guess, but that was awful. We have been absolutely dog there. Okay, back to the drawing board. I guess that's not exactly the best. Yeah, he looks great, but I can't afford him. Why are you showing me that? Why am I being shown that? And Theo's out for over a week. So great, wonderful. He's now one appearance away from getting 2 million for Højbjerg, which isn't bad. Dynamics wise, how are we looking through the beginning? Obviously the new signings are still fitting in, but nothing too bad. Hierarchy, Walcott, Romeo, Ward-Prowse, as you'd probably expect. Happiness, yeah, sure. But look, lots of players support me. It's fine. As long as we've got Prowse on our side, we're all good. But yeah, there you go. Not the best start to the season. Losing 1-0, and we are currently bottom of the league because of that. So, not great. But we've got Palace coming up. We've got Watford in the Cup and in the league, and Brentford. Hopefully, we can get something from those games. And then we've got a big game against Chelsea. I don't know when we'll come back. It probably won't be too long. It'll probably be maybe even the Leeds game, or Leeds or Burnley, depending on that. I want to try and see us win. That'd be preferable. But hope you did enjoy. Make sure, like you mentioned at the beginning, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, so you can carry on the journey with me and watch me end up getting sacked probably. But I will see you next time.